Hello students, my name is Sakshi Mathur and today we are studying about the topic heterotrophic nutrition. In our previous lectures we have discussed about what is autotrophic nutrition. So class 10 students, let's start topic for the day, that is heterotrophic nutrition. So students, earlier in our previous lectures we have discussed that how plants prepare their own food and how they eat their food. Let's now study about the different types of organisms present on the earth. So, the topic first is nutrition in amoeba. So, as you can see in the diagram, the structure of amoeba is given to us. In the center, it consists of nucleus, and the red colored is the food particle. So, the amoeba builds up a false podium around it called as the pseudopodia, which creates a food vacuole around the food particle, which is clearly seen in the third diagram. And this is how the amoeba takes up the food inside its body. Now, all organisms don't take food in this process. So, let's study how nutrition takes place in human beings. We all know that the human beings have a long tube which is starting from the mouth and continues and ends up at the anus. This is called as the alimentary canal. It is a long tube extending from the mouth to the anus. Now let's study about the structure of the human alimentary canal. Students, kindly look at the diagram carefully. You all must have seen this diagram in your junior classes as the digestive system of the human body. So, now what are the functions of each and every organ in this canal? We'll study in this chapter. First is we start with the mouth, then we have esophagus, commonly known as the food pipe, then we have diaphragm, liver, gallbladder, bile duct, stomach, that is the muscular bag, pancreas, we have large intestine, small intestine, appendix and anus. Now what are the functions of all these organs? We'll study in detail about each and every organ. So pause this video and just revise the diagram of with the process, like how the food goes into the body and where it ends. It goes from mouth to esophagus, then to the stomach, then the liver and pancreatic juices are secreted in small intestine, then to the large intestine, and last is the anus. Next, mouth. The very first organ of our human alimentary canal is the mouth. The food goes into the mouth, we all know that, and the teeth crushes the food. Now, you will observe that there is a liquid present in our mouth. The food is wetted with the help of saliva, which is secreted from salivary glands. The liquid name which is present in our mouth is called as the saliva, and it comes from the gland named salivary gland. The saliva contains the enzymes called as the salivary amylase that breaks down the starch to give sugar. Now students, remember, the starch is directly converted into sugar in our mouth only. And who helps them to convert starch into sugar? That is the saliva, or you can say the salivary amylase basically. Okay, so this was about the mouth. It has teeth, the food is wetted with the help of saliva, and the starch is converted into sugar. The three basic points you should remember. Next, the next organ is the esophagus, also called as the food pipe. Now, it has a muscles that contract rhythmically in order to push the food in forward direction. Now, food has to go down, right? It can't come back again to our mouth. So, to push it towards the stomach, the movements like peristaltic movements occur in the esophagus, which push the food in the forward direction. Okay. Next, after esophagus, the food comes to the stomach. You all know that it is a muscular bag. You all have studied about this in junior classes, that stomach contains the food goes into the stomach. Now what happens in the stomach, you have to understand it. It is a very large organ which expands when food enters in it. When food enters in it, the organ becomes large, or you can say it expands. The mixing of the different juices takes place in the stomach only. Now the stomach walls also has gastric glands. The stomach walls has glands also. Stomach की wall के ऊपर बहुत सारे glands present है, and they release like hydrochloric acid, pepsin, which is a protein digesting enzyme, and mucus. So the gastric glands present in the walls of the stomach releases hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and mucus. Now what does these three juices do? The hydrochloric acid creates an acidic medium which activates the pepsin basically. The mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach from the action of acid. Now acid is secreted in the stomach. Now someone has to take care of it, that the medium does not go high in the stomach. So mucus protects it from the action of acid. So these are the mixing of digestive juices which are taking place in stomach. Now the stomach, after mixing, the stomach has to send this food to an organ called as the small intestine. So to move the mixed with digestive food, juices and food, to send it into small intestine, sphincter muscles are required. Sphincter muscles helps to exit the food from the stomach. Now with the help of this, the food is sent to the small intestine. Now as the food is sent into the small intestine, the two organs, liver and pancreas, also play an important role in it. Now liver and pancreas secrete some juices. Now you all know that different types of nutrients like fats, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, and minerals are gone inside our body through food. Now the fats are the large globules of fats need to be broken down. So bile juice which comes from the liver acts on the fats basically. It breaks the fats so that it can be digested or absorbed. Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice from the pancreas, and which contains enzymes like trypsin and lipase. And what is the function of trypsin? It digests the proteins. Lipase breaking of emulsified fats. That means जो fats ज़्यादा big होते हैं, becomes large globules of fats, it helps in the breaking of that fats. So you understood that liver secretes bile juice and pancreas secrete pancreatic juice which contains enzymes trypsin and lipase. Next, now the food from the stomach has come to the small intestine. Students, don't get confused by its name. It is the longest part of our alimentary canal. Small doesn't mean कि ये बहुत छोटी है. No, it is 22 feet long basically. So it has extensive coiling basically. वो बहुत ज़्यादा मिक्स हुई हुई है एक दूसरे से, coiled हुई हुई है. That's why the name is a small intestine. And the complete digestion of the absorbed food, complete digestion of the food takes place in the small intestine only. That is, complete digestion of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins takes place here only. The digested food is taken up by the walls of the small intestine. The food which is digested or which is absorbed is taken up by the walls of the small intestine. Now, who absorbs the food? Who helps in digestion of food in the small intestine? Villi are the finger-like projections present on the linings of the small intestine. which increase the surface area for absorption. Okay, and villi are rich in blood supply of blood vessels and then distributes the absorbed food to the whole body, to each and every cell. So what is the role of involved small intestine? That first it has extensive coiling, complete digestion of food takes place. Villi, which are finger-like projection, absorbs the food and increases the area of absorption and distributes the food to every cell of the body. So this was about small intestine. Now you have understood that the food which has come to our mouth has absorbed in the small intestine. Now each and everything from that particular food is not absorbed by small intestine. There are there might be some part of that food which is not suitable for our body and it is left unabsorbed. Now where does that food goes? Mouth. The very first organ of our human alimentary canal is the mouth. The food goes into the mouth, we all know that, and the teeth crushes the food. Now you will observe that there is a liquid present in our mouth. The food is wetted with the help of saliva, which is secreted from salivary glands. The liquid name. Now, the unabsorbed food is sent to the large intestine. Who sent the unabsorbed food? The small intestine. The small intestine has absorbed the good food, or the waste is sent to the large intestine. So, what does large intestine do? The absorption of extra water which is left in the undigested food is taken up by the large intestine. Okay, so what is the function of large intestine? First of all, the unabsorbed food goes there, and second is the extra water which is present in the undigested food is absorbed from in the large intestine. Next, anus, the last part of our alimentary canal. The waste is removed from the body through the anus. Now to move out of a certain organ, you require something to push it, right? So the removal of the waste is regulated by the anal sphincter muscle. The sphincter muscle, you must have remembered that it is this in this it is the anal sphincter, and in stomach, when stomach was sending food to the small intestine, it was sphincter muscle in stomach. Okay, so you all have learned about the human alimentary canal, that how food comes from mouth to the anus, and what is the role of different organs present in our digestive system, or commonly called as the human alimentary canal. If you have any queries in this topic, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you. Like, share and subscribe.